Good afternoon and welcome into Homewood Flossmoor High School here in Flossmoor, Illinois, where today it's a non-conference matchup between the St. Joseph Chargers and the Vikings of Homewood Flossmoor. Hello, everybody. I'm Connor Klingon, and thank you for joining me here today on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. We appreciate you joining us, as always, for what should be a tremendous basketball game this afternoon between two programs who are always among the best in the Chicagoland area. Now, Homewood Flossmoor, maybe not up to their usual standard where they're creeping around the top 25 of the Chicagoland area, but still a strong team this season, already with 11 wins. Last night fell on the road at Bolingbrook 53-39. If you didn't tune in last night for St. Joseph and DePaul, you missed a whale of a ball game. DePaul Prep came away with a 43-40 win on a buzzer beater by Raheem Anthony from almost half court. Certainly an NBA range three-pointer, just a prayer at the buzzer to win it. But the Chargers displayed some great effort in that ballgame. They were down for most of the game, were able to come back using a full-court press that was tenacious in the second half, forced a number of turnovers, and actually took the lead at one point in the fourth quarter, but they just weren't able to hold on at the end as DePaul Prep, with the game tied at 40, had some trouble with the inbounds. Raheem Anthony picked it up near the corner at midcourt and just chucked up a prayer, and it happened to go in at the buzzer. And as I mentioned to Coach Pingatore in the interview you'll hear in a little bit, you know, sometimes those type of games just happen, and Coach Pingatore mentioned that last season St. Joe's beat DePaul Prep on a buzzer beater. And talking about dramatic games, Homewood Flossmoor and St. Joe's played a classic last season, went all the way to triple overtime. Curious to see if we'll see something like that today. Well, as always, here on Arena Sportsnet, Coach Gene Pingatore was kind enough to take some time before today's game to do a quick interview. And so here he is, the legendary head coach of the St. Joseph Chargers, Gene Pingatore. All right, we're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore before today's non-conference game against Homewood Flossmoor. Coach, how you doing today?
It's a wonderful life.
Always is. Well, last night, just really a heartbreaker. A buzzer beater, almost from half court, just kind of a prayer of a shot. But can you just speak a little bit about the effort that your team gave to come back in that game last night?
Well, I thought, the fourth quarter we finally played as a group, as a team, and with intensity, and came back and should have won the game. So if we can have that kind of an effort consistently, we should be fine the rest of the year.
Yeah, down 10 points and to come back.
Were you down 10?
Yeah, down 10 points at one point.
Hey, how you doing?
In that third quarter, as always, plenty of people coming up to greet you before games. And you're down 10 points at one point, got all the way back, took the lead in the fourth quarter briefly, but really that full-court press was extremely effective last night.
Yeah, and we work at that. Every day we work on some phase of the press, and what pleases me is the fact that they did it and they can see the importance of it. And hopefully, again, we can carry over to games coming up.
And it worked well against Fenwick for a little while, as well. So it's something that we could see the rest of the season for sure.
Maybe.
Don't want to give anything away, obviously. Well, Coach, had that happened to you before where you've lost on a shot like that? I mean, I'm sure you've had a buzzer beater in the past.
St. Lawrence earlier in the year.
A three-pointer, but from half court nearly.
Well, his was pretty far out, too.
Either way, just a tough pill to swallow to lose that way.
Those things happen. A year ago in the Catholic League tournament playoffs, we played DePaul Prep, and we beat them on a three at the buzzer. So
that's the way it goes in basketball.
Right.
Win some, you lose some.
All you can ask is the kids to be competitive and play hard. If they give an effort, you can't ask for any more.
And Coach, I know we talked about last night how you want to focus more on the team than the individual, but Ahmad Muhammad had a great game last night. How important was that for him to have that kind of night where he was shooting the basketball really well?
We'll see today. We'll see if it carries over.
Well, hopefully it can. By my count, he had 14 points last night. So a nice performance from Ahmad Muhammad, and also a couple of other players, Jalen Boyd and Jordan Boyd, playing well as usual.
Well, we didn't shoot well. That's the thing. My three leading scorers had a bad game shooting-wise. Jalen was 3 for 11, Jordan 2 for 7, and Jafari, who was our leading scorer, was only 2 for 7. So we can't do that.
Right.
You got to get them the ball, and they got to convert.
Well, we talked about it before the game last night against DePaul Prep. They had those long possessions where, they were taking over a minute a clock sometimes.
That's their style.
Yeah, and you think it'll be a little bit refreshing today to play maybe against a more normal style here in Homewood Flossmoor?
I'm not sure what you mean by normal, but they're going to want to go up and down the floor, I'm sure, a little bit. But they'll have some control. Homewood Flossmoor doesn't play out of control. Last year they beat us in triple overtime. And so we anticipate this being a good game.
But maybe a pace you're a little bit more comfortable playing up and down against Homewood Flossmoor.
Right.
Coach, and I always ask you just the keys to the victory today.
Same old stuff. Defense. Today, boards will be a big factor because they're very athletic. And their overall size is pretty good. I don't know if they start a kid less than 6'3". So that's going to be a factor.
Well, that's unusual for you guys because you almost always have the size advantage.
Yeah, we match up pretty good, but at the guard spot, they're going to be guarding 6'3", 6'4" guys.
That
so
could be tough. Yeah, it should be interesting.
Boards will definitely be a key factor.
As they always are, the boards, the defense, shot selection, and avoiding turnovers.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time, and hopefully you guys can come away with a win today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Like to thank Coach Gene Pingator for taking the time before today's game to spend a few minutes with me courtside. We're just about 7 minutes away from tip-off here at Homewood Flossmoor. And these two teams, pretty common opponents in the non-conference. As Coach Pingator mentioned last season, the Vikings got the best of this matchup, winning it in triple overtime against the St. Joseph Chargers. And coming off of a game like last night that went down to the last second, Chargers fans and players are hoping that maybe today they can win this one before those final 2 minutes. But that's been the trend this season for St. Joe's. Unfortunately, a lot of close games, but just coming up short in those final seconds. And Coach Pingator mentioned that game against St. Lawrence. That was the first Chicago Catholic League game of the season for the Chargers. Isaiah Harvey hit a three-pointer with just about 3 seconds left in that game. So twice this season, the Chargers have lost on a three-pointer in the last 5 seconds. So it kind of puts that 10-7 record in perspective. They really could be 12-5 very easily, and probably even better than that. There's nobody that has beaten this St. Joseph squad handily. They can hang with anybody in the area, and they can certainly beat anybody in the area. The question is, can they maintain their highest level of play for 4 quarters? Just haven't quite seen it yet this season. As Coach Pingator mentioned, can we play like that as a team together for 4 quarters? Last night, in the third and the fourth quarter, that was some of the best basketball the Chargers have played all season, and that's why Coach said you can't fault the kids for losing a game like that. It was just a kid chucking up a deep three, happened to go in for him. But he was certainly happy with the performance of the Chargers last night and the effort that they gave, especially applying that full-court press for almost the entirety of the third quarter and then the entire fourth quarter as well. That can really take a lot out of your legs. But the Chargers didn't seem to look tired last night. They had plenty of energy on the floor. They really wanted to come away with a victory last night, just unfortunately could not come away with it in the end. But today they have a chance for a nice non-conference win that could certainly bolster their playoff resume heading into Class 4A this season. The Chargers were also in Class 4A last season. Of course, they were bumped up due to the IHSA success rule, which dictates that if a team goes to a certain round a number of years in a row, they are bumped up to a class regardless of the size of the school. So St. Joe's still under 400 students, but they're playing in Class 4A, which is the highest level in high school basketball in Illinois. So that can definitely be a challenge, but the Chargers are up for it, and the playoffs will be starting up in just about a month. But right now, the main focus, Homewood Flossmoor, in the gym here in Flossmoor. They have a couple of banners up. 2 Illinois Mr. Basketballs in the 2000s. Julian Wright back in 2005, and then Kevin Dillard in 2008. So a tradition of great basketball here at Homewood Flossmoor. One of the best programs in the area. And Kevin Dillard currently playing in the Hungarian League after playing his college career at Southern Illinois, and then he transferred to Dayton as well. So both of these programs have had some of the best players in the history of this state. Of course, when you think about St. Joe's, having Evan Turner, having Isaiah Thomas, and more, just Daryl Thomas as well. So many players have come through. Dimitri McCamey, Nick Rakusevic, just a tremendous program, and Homewood Flossmoor also has had quite a bit of success down here in the Southland. The Vikings are members of the Southwest Suburban Conference, one of the more difficult suburban conferences to navigate. And last night, falling to Bolingbrook, always a strong team from the Brook. And Homewood Flossmoor found that out last night as they lost by 14 to the Raiders of Bolingbrook on the road. But as I said just a bit ago, the Chargers, they do have 7 losses, but every single one, they have been right in it to the end. Really, the biggest deficit or the largest margin they faced in a loss was against Fenwick, a 14-point loss. But that was a 3-point game in the third quarter, and it was a 7-point game entering the fourth quarter. So make no mistake about it, though the Chargers do have 7 losses, they have been right in the thick of every single ball game this season. Just unfortunately have had some of those close ones go the way of the opposition. Talked to Coach last night about just the challenge of having to play in the Chicago Catholic League. But then how about the fact that St. Joseph, on their Saturdays, they could be scheduling, a team that maybe is easy to beat. Instead, they're going on the road to Homewood Flossmoor. Not an easy place to win, especially when you consider the competition, the size of this Homewood Flossmoor team, and always plenty of talent down here in Flossmoor. So the Chargers not afraid to play anybody, and they know that they need to play these type of games in order to prepare for that playoff run later in the season. But it has been a grind lately. When you think back the past few weeks, going back to December just before New Year's, the Proviso West Holiday Tournament, come back, have a conference game against Providence, then play Orr, been in the top 5 in the area all season. Then last Friday night, Fenwick on the road. Fenwick's been a top 15 team in the area all season. Last night at DePaul Prep, they've been a top 25 team in and out. And now it's Homewood Flossmoor. Though they are not a top 25 team this season, they usually are hanging right around there, and they always bring plenty of talent, size, and depth to the table. So we're about ready here at Homewood Flossmoor to have the national anthem before today's game. Just waiting for the public address announcer to give us the cue here for the Star Spangled Banner. And now we will have the national anthem. Beautiful performance there of the Star Spangled Banner. And now the starting lineups will be introduced here. For the Chargers, it will be the usual lineup. Chance Aldridge running the point. All seniors in the starting lineup for the St. Joseph Chargers. Talked to Coach Pingator before this season. He said that may be the first time in his career he's had an all-senior starting lineup. And certainly these five have had plenty of experience playing with one another. So Chance Aldridge at the point, Ahmad Muhammad, the shooting guard, Jalen Boyd, Jafari Brown, and Jordan Boyd, the forwards and the center in Jordan's case for the Chargers. That'll be the Homewood Flossmoor starting lineup. Isaac Standback, a guard at 6'4". And R.J. Ogun, a 6'4" guard. Then Sean Jones. Marion Scott, another guard starting. And then Kendall Davis, a 6'3" guard. As Coach Pingator mentioned before this game, a lot of size from these guards for Homewood Flossmoor. For most teams in the state of Illinois, if you have a player at 6'3" or 6'4", they're going to be listed as a forward. Well, no, these players are all listed as guards on the roster, so they have a 5-guard starting lineup. Of course, we'll have to see how they actually play it. But they're a team that likes to run up and down, but as Coach Pingator says, they keep it under control. They play at a good pace, but they're not sloppy with the basketball. Tip-off will be a battle between R.J. Ogun and Jordan Boyd. And Boyd wins the tip. The Chargers in their red uniforms for the road with the black stripes on the sides. Homewood Flossmoor in their home all-whites. Chargers starting with the basketball here. Jalen Boyd in the right corner, and he was trapped on a double team and passed it off Marion Scott and out of bounds. The Chargers will keep it. Chance Aldridge inbounds from the sideline to Ahmad Muhammad. Now he'll hand back off for Aldridge. Muhammad on the right wing beyond the three-point line. Cross-court pass Aldridge now into the corner. Jalen Boyd takes a dribble. Baseline jumper is nothing but net. Chargers start off with the lead. 2-0 St. Joe's as Homewood Flossmoor will bring it the other way, moving right to left here at home. Sean Jones will give it over to Kendall Davis. Davis on the left wing being bothered by Jafari Brown to the top of the key. Pull-up jumper from mid-range, off the mark, rebound to Jordan Boyd. Jordan Boyd looking for Jafari Brown. Now it's to Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key, back for Chance Aldridge, well beyond the three-point line on the right wing. Cross-court pass for Ahmad Muhammad, left wing. Zone defense being employed by Homewood Flossmoor. Now Chance Aldridge with a deep three. That's long. Rebound to the Vikings. Sean Jones will bring it up the floor for Homewood Flossmoor. Now Davis for three on the right side. Rims out. Rebound by Jordan Boyd. 6:48 to play here. Chargers lead 2-0. Jalen Boyd has in the right corner. Now Ahmad Muhammad left wing three. That's long. Rebound tipped around, and the Vikings come away with it. They trail 2-0. 6:30 to play here in the first quarter. Sean Jones brings it up the floor. Now at the top of the key, three from R.J. Ogun. Rimmed out. Offensive rebound is tipped away, and now the Chargers have it. Jordan Boyd in the front court spins his way in the lane. Offensive foul called. As Jordan Boyd caught a long pass and then went right for the basket. But Homewood Flossmoor able to draw the charge. First foul of the ballgame for either team. 6:15 to play. St. Joe's leads it 2-0. Sean Jones brings it over the midcourt stripe for the Vikings. Looking for the alley-oop there to Isaac Standback, but he couldn't convert. Now the Chargers with it the other way. Facing a double team, it's a steal by Homewood Flossmoor. This game really starting to move now. Jones trying to go all the way to the basket, but he travels. A back-and-forth sequence there as the alley-oop attempt failed. They were looking for Isaac Standback, and he tried to go for the lay-in off the alley-oop, and it rattled away. The Chargers got the rebound, but then it was stolen on the other end. back the other way, and then Jones traveled. Chargers back with the basketball, leading 2-0, 5:50 to play in the first quarter. Jalen Boyd in the right corner facing a double team, trying to get it back to Ahmad Muhammad, out of bounds off the hand of Sean Jones for Homewood Flossmoor. Ahmad Muhammad will inbound here from the near sideline. Starting five still on the floor for the Chargers. It's been a theme this season. This starting five, they play a lot of minutes. Chargers trying to find more contribution from the bench this season. As now it's Ahmad Muhammad looking for a pass. It's stolen, and then a reach-in foul as Kendall Davis was heading the other way with it, and Muhammad reached in to stop him. Second foul on the Chargers, who still lead 2-0 with 5.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. So Homewood Flossmoor has gone the first 2.5 minutes without a point. Here's Standback backing in, out of bounds, tipped by St. Joe's. Homewood Flossmoor will inbound from underneath the Charger basket. Into Standback. Now it's Jones on the left wing. Jones trying to cross over against Jalen Boyd. Now passes it back out for Davis. Now it's Jones. 2-point jumper. That's short. Rebound by Jafari Brown. 5 minutes to play. Still a 2-0 lead for St. Joe's. Slow offensive start for both teams. Ahmad Muhammad in the left corner, drives baseline off the glass, can't get it to go. Off-balance shot there, rebound by Homewood Flossmoor. They'll bring it the other way now with Standback on the left wing, trying to drive a little Euro step off the glass, and he scores the first points for Homewood Flossmoor. We're tied up at 2 with 4:50 to play first quarter. Jafari Brown pulls up for a jumper. It's swatted away there by Marion Scott. Out of bounds, the Chargers will keep it. Jafari Brown inbounding from the far sideline. Now cross-court pass for Ahmad Muhammad, right wing. Back Chance Aldridge, left wing. Looking for Jafari Brown in the corner. Tipped out of bounds by Scott. Chargers will keep it once again. 4:41 to play in a 2-2 ball game. Jordan Boyd on the elbow off the inbounds. Now corner three from Jafari Brown. That's short. Rebound is tipped, and Chance Aldridge comes away with it. Dishes off a bounce pass for Jafari Brown. Now he'll cross-court it to Jalen Boyd for Ahmad Muhammad, corner three. That's well off. Rebound to Homewood Flossmoor. Standback, dribbling and dishes off for Marion Scott. Easy right-handed lay-in to make it 4-2 Vikings, 4:15 to play first quarter. Chance Aldridge with it on the left side for the Chargers. Well beyond the three-point line. Aldridge, bounce pass for Jalen Boyd. Thought about the three, decided against it. Now cross-court pass for Ahmad Muhammad. He gives it back on over to Aldridge. Now Jalen Boyd, corner three, fakes the shot, then dribbles in for a short two. Can't get it to go. Rebound was tipped, and then eventually Sean Jones came away with it. The Vikings back with the basketball, 3:50 to play. They lead this one 4-2. Cold shooting start for both teams. Top of the key, three from R.J. Ogun. Off back iron, rebound to Jalen Boyd for the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad on the right wing, looking for Jafari Brown. And it was tipped by Homewood Flossmoor out of bounds. And now Malik Anderson will check into the game for the first time for the Chargers as Ahmad Muhammad heads to the bench. Anderson into Jordan Boyd at the right elbow. He dishes it back for Anderson. Now looking for Boyd again. The pass hit a Viking player in the face. It looks like it was R.J. Ogun, and he's struggling. He heads to the bench. That might have got him in the eye, as the Vikings will have to bring on a substitute, Damon Trice. And they also bring on Leroy Patterson. Vikings have the ball on the Chargers' side of the floor. In the front court, here's Marion Scott on the left wing. Over to Standback. Standback drives baseline, and he is fouled as he goes up. He'll go to line for 2 free throws. And they got Jafari Brown there for the foul. First foul on Jafari Brown. Third foul on the Chargers as a team. No fouls yet on Homewood Flossmoor. And the Vikings lead at 4-2 with 3:17 to play. Standback's first free throw is long. Second free throw. Also off the mark. Rebound was tipped out of bounds by the Vikings, so the Chargers will keep it, still trailing by just 2 with 3:16 to play. Can't afford those missed free throws, especially when both teams are off to a very cold start offensively. Just over 3 minutes to play. It's 4-2 Homewood Flossmoor. Chargers back with it. Malik Anderson, right wing three, just off. Rebound. The Vikings have it. They'll bring it over midcourt with Marion Scott. Scott with a runner. It was blocked partially. Now the Chargers with it the other way. Jafari Brown looking for the long pass ahead to Jordan Boyd, and it's out of bounds. Too hot to handle there for the senior center as that pass was off the mark from Jafari Brown, and telling his teammates there, that pass was my bad. Vikings back with the basketball. Less than 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. They lead it 4-2. Here's Leroy Patterson on the right wing. Now Stanback fakes the shot, puts it back up. Couldn't get it to go. Then another offensive rebound and a foul called on the floor. 2:36 to play. First quarter. And that's Jafari Brown's second foul. And the fourth on the Chargers as a team, and now John Robinson will check into the ballgame. Scott inbounds for Stanback. Now the handoff for Sean Jones. Jones driving on the left side. His runner rolls off the rim. Chargers with the rebound. John Robinson over the midcourt stripe to Malik Anderson on the right side. 2:20 to play here. To Jafari Brown at the free throw line. Now back out. Now it's Jordan Boyd. Baseline jumper. That's short. Offensive rebound by Jafari Brown. Puts it back up and in. We're tied up at 4 with 2:10 to play. Vikings push it quickly the other way. And too quickly there as the pass was out of bounds. They were looking for Leroy Patterson underneath the basket, but the pass was at his foot and then kicked out of bounds. So the Chargers will take over possession. We're tied at 4 with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. John Robinson to Malik Anderson on the right side. Now back for Robinson on the left wing. Jalen Boyd left corner, fakes the three, drives baseline, puts it up, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Antonio Hardaway, who had checked into the ball game, gets it to go. He had 3 offensive rebounds right away when he came in last night, and he gives the Chargers a 6-4 lead. 1:40 to play first quarter. Sean Jones dribbling near the midcourt circle. Now to Patterson at the free throw line extended. Patterson with Jordan Boyd on him, and a foul called on Jordan Boyd. And that's his second as well. So now Jafari Brown and Jordan Boyd both have 2 fouls. Jafari's already gone to the bench for Hardaway, but Jordan Boyd has to be careful. And then right off the inbound, Stanback scores from in close. Chargers back with it in a 6-6 ball game. And now a foul called on Homewood Flossmoor there as Jordan Boyd was dribbling near the baseline, and a blocking foul. As now Kyle Fuller will check in for the Chargers. Malik Anderson inbounding from underneath the Vikings basket. Into Fuller, now Hardaway backing in, and he was in traffic and blocked. Homewood Flossmoor back with possession now. Chargers fans wanted a foul there. Now Stanback will pop a 3 from the left side. Off the mark, rebound by Jalen Boyd. 1 minute to play first quarter. We're tied at 6. John Robinson to Jalen Boyd. Now it's to Malik Anderson in the corner. Drives baseline, facing a double team. Stolen away by Sean Jones of the Vikings. He's pushing it the other way, looking for a lay-in from the right side. It was stripped away by Robinson, out of bounds. So the Vikings will inbound from underneath the Charger basket with 51 seconds to play. And a couple of substitutes check in. Chad Reedy for Homewood Flossmoor, along with R.J. Ogun checking back in. Looking for Steinbeck there, stolen away by Malik Anderson. 43 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Wonder if the Chargers will hold for the last shot here as the ball was tipped out of the hands of Anderson, out of bounds, but the Chargers will keep it. Into John Robinson. He brings it over half court. Facing a quick double team. Able to eventually get it away to Jalen Boyd. Now back, Robinson top of the key. Now it's Fuller on the right side baseline. Back for Jalen Boyd, top of the key. Free throw line jumper. That's long. Rebound was tipped. Last touch by the Chargers. So Homewood Flossmoor will take over with 21 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Into Sean Jones With the clock now at 15 seconds, the Vikings will take the last shot of the quarter. We're knotted at 6. Jones to Ogun on the left wing. 7 seconds, now 5. Ogun trying to drive with it. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound is tipped. Nobody's going to get another shot off, and that will do it for the first quarter. A very low-scoring first quarter between St. Joe's and Homewood Flossmoor. We're tied up at 6. We'll be back with you in about 30 seconds here on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Welcome back to Homewood Flossmoor High School 6-6 ball game. Both teams off to a ice-cold start from the field. For the Chargers, 6 points spread out evenly between 3 players, Jafari Brown with 2, Jalen Boyd with 2, and Antonio Hardaway with 2 points. For the Vikings, Isaac Stanback had 4 points, and Marion Scott had another 2 for their 6. Well, the Vikings went the first 2.5 minutes of the ballgame without a point. At one point, though, they did have a 4-2 lead and a man at the free throw line, but not able to convert there as well as Stanback went 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Homewood Flossmoor will start with possession here in the second quarter. Moving from right to left from my vantage point as they inbound it in the backcourt to Sean Jones. Jones near the top of the key, looking for that alley-oop again, tipped away by Hardaway. The Chargers will have it, and then a foul called on Homewood Flossmoor. Foul goes on Cam Reddy, his first, the second on the Vikings as a team. Robinson to Malik Anderson on the left side. Anderson back for Robinson. Robinson drives to the free throw line, then has it stolen away. Looking ahead for Sean Jones, and he slams it. Reached all the way back there. Unbelievable play by Sean Jones with the one-handed dunk there, and it's 8-6 Vikings. I mean, he reached all the way back there. Eight to 6 Vikings on an electrifying play by Sean Jones. Chargers will look to respond. Ahmad Muhammad on the left wing to the corner for Anderson. Thought about 3, decided against it. Now it's back for Jalen Boyd, right wing. Now to Fuller on the corner. Down low, Hardaway puts it up and in underneath the basket. How about Antonio Hardaway lately? He has really started to come on strong off the bench last night. Contributed, already has 4 of the 8 points for the Chargers tonight. And that's key because right now the Chargers have Jafari Brown and Jordan Boyd on the bench with 2 fouls. 3 from Homewood Flossmoor off the mark, up ahead in the front court to Jalen Boyd. Now Hardaway trying to handle the pass, puts it up, can't get it to go. And now the Vikings back with it. Hardaway just wasn't ready for the pass there from Jalen Boyd as the Chargers moved very quickly. 6:40 to play, 8-8 ball game. Vikings back with the basketball. 2-point jumper off the mark for the Vikings from Kendall Davis. Chargers with the rebound. Kyle Fuller in the right corner to Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key. Drives, then dishes back off for Fuller, and he traveled. Marion Scott and Isaac Stanback will re-enter the game for the Vikings as a timeout has been called here. 8-8. 6:23 to play here in the second quarter. As the Chargers have not gotten off to the start that they would like here in this ball game. It's been a cold shooting start and some sloppy turnovers, as Antonio Hardaway was not ready for that pass from Jalen Boyd. So 8-8 the score, 6:23 to play. as Marion Scott gives over to Kendall Davis on the left wing. Davis driving baseline, looks for the reverse lay-in, and he got it to go. Davis has his first points of the ball game. Chargers back with the basketball now with Jalen Boyd to Ahmad Muhammad on the left wing. Now it's Malik Anderson in the corner. Back for Muhammad, being double-teamed, trying to hold on to the basketball, and he loses it. The Vikings have it, and Marion Scott laying no, but the putback is good from Isaac Stanback. 12-8 Vikings with 5:50 to play in the first half. Ahmad Muhammad on the left side to Jalen Boyd back on the right wing. Boyd to Muhammad on the left wing. This zone defense causing problems for the Chargers. The 2-3 zone. Inbound from Malik Anderson to Jalen Boyd at the top of the key. And he is fouled right before he dished off a pass to Kyle Fuller. Chad Reddy committed the foul, and that's the second foul on Reddy. Fourth on the Vikings as a team. Inbounds pass to Ahmad Muhammad between the circles. Muhammad on the left side. Dribbles around the arc. Jalen Boyd, right side baseline jumper. He got it. 12-10 game now. 5:20 to play, second quarter. Vikings back with the basketball. Davis dribbling on the near side of the floor. Back over Marion Scott now in the right corner. Scott with Jalen Boyd playing tightly on him. And now it's to Eric White, the big man at 6'8", 290 pounds. Now driving to the basket, baseline is Isaac Stanback, and he scores off the glass. 14-10 Vikings. Stanback has been impressive thus far. Ahmad Muhammad with on the right side. Now Chance Aldridge. They go to Jalen Boyd, left corner. Fakes the three, then drives baseline. Had it blocked away. The Vikings running with it, and the pass is too far in front for Damon Trice. Chargers steal it away. Now it's Jalen Boyd. He'll take a jumper from the same spot. Gets the roll. 14-12. 4:25 to play, second quarter. Driving to the bucket is Stanback, and he is fouled as he went up. Foul is on Antonio Hardaway. His first, the sixth on the Chargers as a team. So the next foul puts Homewood Flossmoor in the bonus. First free throw is good from Stanback. He missed his first two earlier on. 15-12, Homewood Flossmoor with the lead. Like to give a shout-out to R.J. Gibson listening to us all the way in Washington, D.C., as the second free throw is good there from Stanback. 16-12, 4-point lead from Homewood Flossmoor, and now they bring out the full-court press. Chargers able to break it with Jalen Boyd now. Boyd at the free throw line looking for a pass. It's stolen away by the Vikings. Here comes Stanback on the left side, and he'll get all the way to the hoop and score once again. 18-12 the score, and then a foul is called on Stanback. That's his second, so that could be a story. As Stanback has been tremendous thus far, already with 12 points of the 18 total for the Vikings. Ahmad Muhammad on the left side. Muhammad to Chance Aldridge on the right wing. Back for Muhammad, left wing three. Nothing but net from Ahmad Muhammad, and he scores his first points of the ball game. That makes it 18-15. Damon Trice on the left side. Now Stanback on the right wing. He's been the high point man thus far. 12 of the 18 total for the Vikings. Dishes off for Eric White. Swatted from behind by Antonio Hardaway. Now it is Muhammad pushing to the basket off the glass and in. Ahmad Muhammad has scored 5 straight points, and it's 18-17. 3:26 to play here in the second quarter. Vikings back with the basketball now with Marion Scott. Into White, posting up, back out Scott, right side three. That's long. Rebound by Fuller. He hands off for Ahmad Muhammad. Chargers in transition. Now they'll slow it down with Chance Aldridge. Aldridge to a wide open Hardaway. Dribble, drive, off the glass and in. The Chargers take the lead. 19-18. 2:55 to play, and the Chargers have a 1-point lead. Eric White at the top of the key. It has been a 7-0 run for St. Joe's. Oh, but a fall-away jumper there by Stanback, and he has 14. 20-19 with 2:40 to play. Hardaway on the right side. Now left side, Chance Aldridge back for Ahmad Muhammad. Right wing three, and this one is well off the mark. Heat check shot there from Ahmad Muhammad after he had scored 5 straight for the Chargers just a bit ago. 2:20 to play here in the second quarter. 1-point lead for Homewood Flossmoor, 20-19, and the Vikings have the basketball. Marion Scott on the left side thought about the three, decided against it. Now to Stanback, top of the key. Now they dish in for White. This one tipped by Hardaway out of bounds. The Vikings will keep it. As I said, giving a shout-out to R.J. Gibson. Thanks to everyone tuning in today, and we have plenty of people from around the country, St. Joseph alumni and fans, and people in the Chargers community that tune in. So thank you to everyone tuning in today on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Stanback with a baseline jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound and the putback slam by R.J. Ogun to make it 22-19. Vikings with 1:50 to play here in the second quarter. Ahmad Muhammad, left wing. Now Jalen Boyd, left corner three. That's short. Offensive rebound by Hardaway. Tried to put it back up. He was blocked. Vikings moving with it the other way. 1:40 to play, second quarter. Reach-in foul on Chance Aldridge. He thought it was an offensive foul, and this will be one free throw and the bonus for Homewood Flossmoor, and they have a 3-point lead, as that's the 7th foul on the Chargers. Malik Anderson will check back in for St. Joe's as Hardaway heads to the bench. First free throw from Kendall Davis is good. And that earns him a second free throw. 23-19, 1:40 to play. Homewood Flossmoor with a 4-point lead. Second free throw from Davis. Short offensive rebound and the putback by Ogun to make it 25-19. A worst-case scenario there for the Chargers, as that ends up being a 3-point possession. Aldridge on the right wing. Floater in the lane, got it to go. Chance Aldridge scores his first points of the night. 25-21. Vikings back with the basketball with 1:20 to play. Ogun driving baseline, and a foul called. That foul is called on Kyle Fuller. That's his first. 8th on the Chargers as a team. So it'll be a 1-1 here for R.J. Ogun. Oh, no, rather it's 2 free throws, as they did say he was going up there for the shot, but he missed the first one. Second free throw from Ogun. Got that one to go. 26-21, Homewood Flossmoor with the 5-point lead on their home floor with 1:10 to play in the first half. Chance Aldridge on the right side. Cross-court pass for Muhammad to bring it over midcourt. Now Muhammad on the left side with just over a minute to play here in the second quarter. Muhammad dribbles back between the circles. Now Aldridge on the left side, dishes back off for Fuller inside the free throw line. Now Malik Anderson on the right wing. Over to Muhammad, left wing, left corner, Chance Aldridge. 3, he got it. So Chance Aldridge has scored 5 points here in the second quarter. 26-24, 2-point game with under 40 seconds to play in the half. Vikings may hold for the last shot of the first half here. On the left side, Kendall Davis. Just over 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Now it's Sean Jones. Jones on the left wing. Guarded by Jalen Boyd. Almost stolen away. It is. Now up ahead to Chance Aldridge. He's wide open with the lay-in. He got it to go. We're tied at 26. Chance Aldridge with a run and almost stolen away again. And they're calling a kick on Homewood Flossmoor. It'll be Charger basketball with less than a second to play here in the first half in a tie ball game. What a sequence for Chance Aldridge. He scored 7 points in just the last couple of minutes. Desperation three from Muhammad. Nearly got it to go, but just barely missed. So what a stretch to end that quarter for the Chargers. They go on a 5-0 run. They were trailing 26-21. We're tied up at 26 at the end of the first half. Chance Aldridge was 7 points for the Chargers in that second quarter alone. Hardaway had 6 points as well for St. Joe's. Jalen Boyd had 6. Ahmad Muhammad had 5. And Jafari Brown had 2 in the first half. For Homewood Flossmoor, Isaac Stanback has been the star. Stanback has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points thus far in the ballgame. So the Chargers will look to shut down Stanback in the second half. We are tied at 26 between St. Joe's and Homewood Flossmoor. I'll be back for second half action at about 3:09 p.m. Welcome back here to Homewood Flossmoor High School. 26-26, the score at halftime between the St. Joseph Chargers and the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. A very cold start for both teams from the field, 6-6 at the end of the first quarter. Well, things really started to heat up in that second quarter. Both teams scored 20 points in the second period as the score is now knotted up at 26. And that pace also really started to increase, as these are both teams that like to play an up-and-down type of game. The Chargers can mix it up maybe a little bit more balanced, but Homewood Flossmoor always playing at that up-tempo pace will employ the full-court press, and that zone defense as well has been aggressive thus far, forcing some turnovers from the Chargers. But a nice run to close the second quarter by St. Joe's, as they were down by 5, 26-21, able to tie it up to head to the locker room. And Chance Aldridge scored 7 points in that second quarter. He's not somebody who's usually known for his scoring, more of a distributor. But there in that second quarter, he got it going as he was able to hit a three, and then he scored in the final 15 seconds after a steal by the Chargers on a lay-in in transition to tie it up at 26. Thanks for joining us today on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. As always, Connor Klingon here with you. Would like to say thanks to the CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Brian Snow, Mark Cisetti, the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association, and Coach Gene Pingatore and athletic director Bruce DeSanto. Here we go. We're ready for second half play here from Homewood Flossmoor as the Chargers will start with the basketball. Chance Aldridge on the right side, over to Jafari Brown left side. Now it's Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key to Aldridge right wing. Cross-court pass for Jafari Brown in the left corner. Now he tries to dish it back for Chance Aldridge, who's able to hold on to the pass just barely. Now a cross-court pass for Ahmad Muhammad left wing. Back for Aldridge to Muhammad again. Now Jafari Brown, left corner three. On the money. Nothing but net there from Jafari Brown. He has 5, 29-26 Chargers with 7:30 to play in the third quarter. Sean Jones setting up the offense for the Vikings. Jones dribbles around the left side of the arc. Now it's R.J. Ogun at the top of the key, being guarded tightly by Jordan Boyd. Gives off for Kendall Davis on the right side. Davis looking for an entry pass in. Chargers not allowing it. Dishes to the free throw line for Ogun. Ogun dribbles his way, now passes outside. That three-pointer from Jones. No, rather it's a two. His foot was on the line. Or Marion Scott, rather, was the man who hit the jumper there to make it a one-point game. 29-28 Chargers with just under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And then a turnover for St. Joe's right in transition. With the two-handed slam is Sean Jones, and the Vikings have the lead back at 30-29. 6:40 to play third quarter. Jafari Brown in the right corner. Drives baseline, now dishes Ahmad Muhammad. Free throw line jumper. Can't get the roll. Rebound is tipped, and a foul called on Homewood Flossmoor. The Chargers will keep it underneath the Vikings basket. Foul called on R.J. Ogun. His first. Team's first. Now a three from Ahmad Muhammad off the inbounds. He got it. Muhammad hits his second three of the game, and it's 32-30 Chargers. 6:20 to play third quarter. I said the offense has been heating up. Already 6 points in less than 2 minutes for the Chargers here in the third quarter. The response attempt is well short by Isaac Standback as he airballs the three. Still a 2-point lead for the Chargers, and they'll take back over. Chance Aldridge will dish over to Ahmad Muhammad on the left side of the floor. Dribbles in toward the wing. Now cross-court back for Aldridge on the right side. Aldridge looking for a pass. Cross-court. Jafari Brown, left corner three. He fakes it, rather. Now drives baseline. Dishes for Jordan Boyd. Boyd trying to back his way in, and a double dribble. Chargers bringing a light full-court press. We could see them bring that more into the play later in the ballgame. Worked for them very well last night. Vikings able to break the press and bring it into the front court. Now it's Ogun underneath the basket. He's blocked by Jordan Boyd. Rebound was tipped by the Vikings. The Chargers will take back over with the 2-point lead. 32-30, 5:40 to play, third quarter. Ahmad Muhammad will bring it over the midcourt stripe. No, he'll rather dish off to Chance Aldridge on the right side. Aldridge back for Muhammad. Now Jafari Brown at the midcourt circle. Back over for Aldridge. Now Jalen Boyd drives from the free throw line. Had it blocked. Rebound, a jump ball. And the possession arrow pointing the way of Homewood Flossmoor. 5:20 to play, 32-30 Chargers. And St. Joe's going with the full court press. Pass mishandled. It was tipped by Ahmad Muhammad out of bounds. So now Homewood Flossmoor will inbound from the sideline on the right side of the floor. They get it into Jones, who's guarded tightly by Ahmad Muhammad. Sean Jones, the point guard for Homewood Flossmoor, brings it over the midcourt stripe. Jones dribbles to the right side, then dishes off for Kendall Davis. His three is short. Put back, though, is there from R.J. Ogun. We're knotted up at 32. 4:50 to play here in the third quarter. Jafari Brown brings it over the midcourt stripe to Chance Aldridge on the near side of the floor. Brown in the left corner, now Aldridge left wing. Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key three. That's long. Rebound by the Vikings. They're running with it and transition. Marion Scott off the glass and in. And it's 34-32, Homewood Flossmoor. Jafari Brown on the right side. Now Jordan Boyd at the free throw line. Back for Jafari Brown, right wing beyond the three-point line to Jordan Boyd. Out for Aldridge. Now Jalen Boyd, left baseline jumper. He swishes it. Tied at 34. Jalen Boyd with 8 points now. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And what has been a back-and-forth ball game between two of the most consistent programs in the Chicagoland area. Marion Scott on the right wing, now to Kendall Davis left wing. Davis looking for a pass, back for Scott on the right wing. Thought about the three, decided against it. He'll give to Sean Jones, the point guard. Jones dribble drive, and he's fouled as he goes up. He'll have 2 shots. Foul is on Chance Aldridge. That is his second foul. First on the Chargers as a team. Here's Jones at the free throw line. First time he's been there today. First free throw is nothing but net. 35-34 Vikings. 3:48 to play here in the third quarter. Second free throw from Jones. Also good. 36-34, and now the Vikings bringing a full court press of their own. We've seen them do this on occasion. Pass in the front court to Jordan Boyd. Now off for Jalen Boyd. Left baseline jumper. He got it again. Same spot, and he loves it from there. He's got 10 now. 36-36. Sean Jones over the midcourt stripe. And a foul called off the ball. An offensive foul. Now a technical. Or at least I initially saw an official give the technical. It is a technical foul. Sean Jones called for the foul. And so the technical, this is a break for the Chargers, as now Jalen Boyd will go to the free throw line. Should be 2 shots and then the ball for the Chargers. Of course, with it being the technical, nobody else around the free throw line. Everybody standing at half court as Jalen Boyd hits the first free throw. Second free throw, nothing but net. So now the Chargers will have the ball, and they lead at 38-36 with 3:34 to play. Jafari Brown will inbound from half court on the right side of the floor. Or rather, now it'll be Chance Aldridge inbounding it. Just waiting to get the ball from the official. Not sure what the reason for the stoppage is. Still some discussion going on here between the officials and the scorers table. Apparently, the discussion is about who actually committed the initial foul before the technical was called Looks to me like it was Isaac Stanback. So the Chargers finally inbound the ball, and now it's Chance Aldridge at the midcourt circle. Aldridge dribbles to the right side beyond the three-point line. Jafari Brown trapped in the right corner, dribbles out of it. Back to Aldridge, top of the key. Now Jalen Boyd, left wing. He gives back for Aldridge, who will reset the offense. Now it's Ahmad Muhammad on the left side. Muhammad to Aldridge on the right side. Jafari Brown, right corner. Back for Aldridge on the right wing. Fakes the shot. Now back to Jafari Brown. Right side baseline. Jumper. He got it with a hand in his face. 40-36 Chargers with under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Here's Stanback on the left wing. Stanback trying to drive baseline. Foul is called on Jalen Boyd. That's his first foul of the ball game. Second on the Chargers as a team. Vikings inbound to Stanback at the top of the key. He'll try to drive on the right side, off the glass and in. Nice move there by Stanback to make it a 2-point game once again. 40-38 Chargers, 2:40 to play, third quarter. Aldridge on the left side. Now back for Ahmad Muhammad, right wing. Jafari Brown, right corner, steps inside the three-point line and swishes the 2-point jumper. So 2 straight baskets for Jafari Brown, and it's 42-38 Chargers. Marion Scott brings it over the midcourt stripe. Scott at the top of the key. Got away with a push there, but it's stolen away by the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad brings it over the midcourt stripe to Jafari Brown. Now Jordan Boyd on the baseline, looking for his brother Jalen in the left corner, and he can't hold on to the pass. Out of bounds. It'll go back to Homewood Flossmoor as Chad Reddy, the freshman, checks back into the game for the Vikings. Chargers go with the full court press. They lead at 42-38 with 2:07 to play in the third quarter. Marion Scott dribbling with it in the backcourt. Guarded by Jafari Brown. He brings it over the midcourt stripe. Scott looking for a screen from Reddy. Now he dishes to Reddy at the top of the key. Now Davis right wing for Stanback. Stanback pulls up for a long 2-point jumper off the front iron. Offensive rebound by Scott, blocked. Now Stanback comes flying in. He's blocked. Another offensive rebound for the Vikings, and finally a foul is called. Four opportunities on this possession for Homewood Flossmoor. They've got some good size. As I said earlier, usually the Chargers have a major advantage in terms of size. That's not the case against the Vikings. Inbound from underneath the basket into Damon Trice. Trice gives off for Kendall Davis on the left side, and a foul called off the ball here. 2 straight fouls by the Chargers. This one goes on Jalen Boyd. That's his second, as Malik Anderson will check in for Jafari Brown. Vikings inbound to Reddy from underneath the basket, off the mark. Offensive rebound by Marion Scott. Back to Reddy, off the glass and in. The freshman scores his first points of the ball game. 42-40 Chargers, 1:20 to play, third quarter. Here's Jalen Boyd, left wing. Now Ahmad Muhammad back to Chance Aldridge, right wing. Looking for Malik Anderson in the right corner. Pass was tipped out of bounds. Chargers will keep it. St. Joe's with the ball in the front court. And a timeout called by Homewood Flossmoor. Chargers leading at 42-40 with 1:14 to play here in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Welcome back here to Homewood Flossmoor High School. 42-40 the score. The St. Joseph Chargers leading the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings with 1:14 to play here in the third quarter. We were tied up at 26 at the end of the first half. Chargers stretched it out to a 4-point lead, 42-38. But the Vikings struck back. Chargers currently have the ball, though. So the scoring has certainly picked up in this one after an ice-cold first quarter from both teams. The game was tied at 6 at the end of the opening frame. Chargers with Chance Aldridge, Ahmad Muhammad, Jordan Boyd, Jalen Boyd, and Malik Anderson on the floor. Aldridge into Muhammad. Back for Aldridge on the right side to Malik Anderson. Right corner to Jordan Boyd trying to back in. Pass back out for Aldridge, and he was fouled by Damon Trice as they both reached for that pass. The pass was high. Aldridge jumped for it, and as Trice tried to steal it, he fouled Aldridge. 1:05 to play, third quarter, 42-40. St. Joe's with the lead. Just over a minute to play here in the third quarter. Into Jordan Boyd at the free throw line. He drives off the glass, no good. Rebound is tipped around, and the Vikings eventually come away with it. Marion Scott will bring it over the midcourt stripe for Homewood Flossmoor. He's on the left side. Gets a screen from Reddy. Now he dribbles back to the half-court circle. Stand back on the left wing. In for Scott in the left corner, and he travels. 36 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Chargers take back over. They have a 2-point lead, 42-40. Into Chance Aldridge. Chargers may be holding for the last shot of the quarter here with just about 30 seconds to play in the third. Ahmad Muhammad with the ball now to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge back for Muhammad. Muhammad has 8 points on the night. Malik Anderson on the right side. Now for Jordan Boyd, and he couldn't handle the pass. It was tipped, and then trying to save it was Standback, but he couldn't quite get there. So the Chargers will keep it underneath the Viking basket with 12 seconds left in the third. They lead by 2, 42-40. Aldridge into Malik Anderson on the left wing. Anderson back out Aldridge right side, down to 7 seconds. Now 5. Aldridge trying to drive, dishes off for Jordan Boyd, dribbles, and he is fouled as he went up. He'll get 2 shots. Foul was called on Damon Trice. That's his second foul. Jordan's first free throw rattles out. Can't afford those missed free throws in a game as tight as this. It's been a very quiet day for Jordan Boyd. He's been held scoreless, but he gets on the board with the second free throw to make it 43-40. Inbounds and just throwing up a full-court shot is Kendall Davis. It's well off the mark, so at the end of the third quarter, the St. Joseph Chargers lead it 43-40 over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. Arena Sportsnet Chicago will be back with the fourth quarter of what should be a thrilling finish here on Arena Sportsnet. Welcome back to St. Joseph Chargers basketball on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. The Chargers leading 43-40 over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. We were tied up at 26 at the end of the first half. Chargers outscored Homewood Flossmoor 17-14 in that third quarter. But can the Chargers stop Isaac Standback, who has 16 points? He had 14 in the first half, so held to just 2 in the third quarter. For the Chargers, Jalen Boyd, the lead point man with 12 thus far tonight. And Jalen had 6 points in that third quarter. Jafari Brown also had 7 points in the third quarter. He has 9 total. Right now, Jafari Brown on the bench. Or no, rather, he is on the floor, and he brings it over the midcourt stripe. 43-40, the Chargers start with the basketball. Ahmad Muhammad between the circles. Muhammad on the left side. Over to Jafari Brown on the left wing. Back for Chance Aldridge. Aldridge back out for Brown. Now top of the key, Muhammad. He drives, loses the basketball momentarily, then dishes off for Jordan Boyd. His floater from the baseline is off the mark. 43-40 Chargers. Vikings back with the basketball. Kendall Davis at the midcourt circle. Dribbles around to the right side. Now ready, top of the key. Marion Scott left wing. Tipped by Jalen Boyd, but Scott holds back on for the Vikings. Now stripped away by Chance Aldridge. He dishes ahead for Jordan Boyd, and the pass was just wide as Chance Aldridge a bit out of control there as Jordan Boyd was wide open for a lay-in. Aldridge tried to go for the bounce pass, and it was well out of the reach of Jordan Boyd. So it'll go back to the Vikings. St. Joe's leads by 3, 7:17 to play in the fourth quarter. Standback will bring it over the midcourt stripe for the Vikings. Now to Marion Scott at the half-court circle. Now Ogden looking to drive baseline. Briefly lost the basketball. Now dishes back out for Standback. Fakes the three. Drive and dish to Ogden for the slam. 1-point game. Under 7 minutes to play in this one. 43-42 Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad. Long 2-point jumper off the mark. Rebound of the Vikings. Pushing it the other way now is Trace Williams, who we're seeing for the first time. He had it stolen away. Jafari Brown's wide open in the front court. He stops and lays it in for 2. 45-42 Chargers, 6:30 to play. Sean Jones brings it over to the midcourt stripe. Jones to Marion Scott on the right wing. Scott guarded by Ahmad Muhammad. Now it's back to Jones on the left wing. Jones pulls up for a jumper. Rebound was tipped out of bounds. The Chargers will have it, as it was last touched by Homewood Flossmoor. 6:11 to play, 3-point lead for St. Joe's, 45-42. Chance Aldridge on the left side, facing a double team, looking for a cross-court pass to Jafari Brown on the right side. His jumper just inside the 3-point line is long, but the rebound is tipped. Chance Aldridge has it. Under 6 minutes to play now, and the Chargers are going to take a timeout with a 3-point lead. An important possession here. A chance for the Chargers to make this a 2-possession game. Could get that lead as high as 5 or 6 points. The largest lead for the Chargers tonight is 4 points. Largest lead for Homewood Flossmoor is 5 points. So it's been a very evenly played game between these two teams. Right now, the Chargers with that 3-point lead. And they were leading for a good chunk of that third quarter. Seemed to be in control in terms of the momentum, but obviously still a very close game here. But as I said, a very important possession, and Coach Pingatore knows that. Called the timeout, and we'll see what he drew up. 5:55 to play, 45-42. Chargers with the 3-point lead over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. Chance Aldridge looking for a pass in, gets it into Jordan Boyd. Now looking for Jafari Brown underneath the basket. Trying to find a pass out, was looking for Jalen Boyd, and that pass was too hot to handle. As Jafari Brown was double-teamed, and then his pass was just kind of a wild toss, and that was the reason for the inaccuracy there. 5:40 to play. Homewood Flossmoor back with the ball. Sean Jones on the right wing. Off for Trace Williams. Now back to Jones. He drives. He was fouled before he went up for the shot. This foul's on the floor. Foul called on Jafari Brown. That's his 4th. He'll have to go to the bench with those 4 fouls, and 5:34 to play. Inbounds for the Vikings to Sean Jones on the right wing. Now it's Marion Scott into Ogden, posting up against Jordan Boyd, and he's fouled. He got it to go. He'll have a chance to tie the game from the free throw line. Looking to complete the 3-point play. That's the 3rd foul on Jordan Boyd. Ogden's free throw is nothing but net. We are tied. 45-45 with 5:24 to play. Aldridge looking for an inbound in the backcourt. Now the Chargers able to break through the press, but Aldridge fell there. Able to get it to Ahmad Muhammad, trying to dish off for Jordan Boyd, and he had it stolen away. Well, they're calling a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing the way of Homewood Flossmoor. So now the game is tied. The Vikings will have a chance to take the lead. Full court press from the Chargers here. Scott looking for an inbounds. Gets it in to Standback on the near side of the floor. Now he'll dish back for Scott. Scott dribbling up the right side. Now on the right wing to the top of the key with Sean Jones. In close in the post to Standback, fakes the shot, then puts it up on the baseline, got the roll, and Standback has given the Vikings the lead back, 47-45. But now it's Jordan Boyd looking for Malik Anderson. The pass is off his feet. It's stolen by the Vikings. But now on the other end, some trouble with the basketball and mishandled out of bounds. The Chargers will take over. Some sloppy turnovers by the St. Joseph Chargers here in the second half, and now they find themselves trailing by 2, but they do have the ball with 4:43 to play, and a timeout is called. It's been a slow start to this fourth quarter for the Chargers. They were leading this one 43-40 at the end of the third. They've scored just 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Well, Homewood Flossmoor has 7, so a 7-2 run for the Vikings here to start this fourth quarter. But just 2 points in over 3 minutes of game time here for the Chargers in this fourth. And they'll have to inbound from the near sideline in the backcourt. Aldridge into Jalen Boyd. Boyd back for Aldridge. Long pass ahead to Ahmad Muhammad. He brings it over to the midcourt stripe. Now Chance Aldridge on the left wing. Back to Ahmad Muhammad between the circles. Muhammad dribbles to the left wing. Looking for a pass. Now backs up towards the circle. Now to Jalen Boyd on the left wing. Jordan Boyd at the top of the key. Hands off for Aldridge. Aldridge dribbling around the arc. Back for Jordan Boyd on the left wing. Into Malik Anderson. Fakes the shot. Puts it up and in. Nice shot fake there by Malik Anderson. He has his first points of the night. We're tied at 47. Just over 4 minutes to play here in this one. Now it's Standback at the free throw line. Nearly had it stolen away, but Sean Jones able to recover and reset the offense. Under 4 minutes to play, tied at 47. Sean Jones off for Marion Scott. Scott dribbles to the top of the key, then gives off to Kendall Davis on the right wing. Davis trying to drive on the left side, had it stripped away. Jalen Boyd brings up the floor, off to Malik Anderson. He scored 4 in a row, and he's given the Chargers the lead with the right-handed lay-in. 3:30 to play, 49-47 Chargers. Sean Jones will bring it over the midcourt stripe. Jones to Marion Scott. And his putback attempt is good after the initial shot was actually missed by Davis. And we're tied at 49. 3 minutes to play. Here's Chance Aldridge on the right side. Aldridge looking for a pass, almost stolen away. Ahmad Muhammad able to recover. Malik Anderson on the left side thought about the three, decided against it. He was open there for a moment, but decided not to take the shot there. Timeout, St. Joe's. We are tied at 49 with 2:50 to play. Second game in a row coming down to the wire here for St. Joe's. Last night, lost on a buzzer beater to DePaul Prep 43-40. Now tied at 49 with 2:50 to play in this one. That's been the story all season. A lot of tight games for the Chargers, but really the only one of those cases where they came away, at least from what I've seen, is the Leo game where they were able to come away with a win over the Leo Lions. We'll see if the Chargers are able to come away with a close win here this afternoon on the road at Homewood Flossmoor. A tough place to play, no doubt about it. And we are tied at 49. A crucial timeout here for both teams, as the Chargers will have the basketball. They did lead at 43-40 at the end of the third quarter, have scored just 6 points here in the fourth. We had a low-scoring first quarter, a somewhat low-scoring fourth quarter thus far, but in the second and third, both of these offenses were doing quite well. We'll see what happens here in the final 3 minutes. Chargers inbound to Jafari Brown on the left side. Now Chance Aldridge standing right near midcourt with the Viking Horns logo here at Homewood Flossmoor. 2:40 to play. Chargers holding out of the basketball. Jafari Brown on the left. And also, another close win for the Chargers was at De La Salle earlier this season when Chance Aldridge hit a game-winning layup in the final minute. Ahmad Muhammad to Jafari Brown, now back for Muhammad. 2:20 to play here. Chargers taking their time. Now Muhammad will drive to the bucket. Off the glass, he gets the roll. 51-49, 2:09 to play. Chargers with a 2-point lead over Homewood Flossmoor. Sean Jones on the right wing to Kendall Davis. Now Marion Scott on the left wing to Steinbach. Stanback will turn around, put up a wild shot off the mark, put back attempt, and he's fouled as he goes up. And Stanback has been quite the presence in the post. Who did they get for the foul here? Looks like it's Jalen Boyd. That's his third foul. 7th on the Chargers as a team. So Homewood Flossmoor with the 1-1 now, although in this case it was a shooting foul, so Stanback will shoot 2 free throws. First free throw from Stanback. Got it to go. As Damon Trice will enter the ballgame for Kendall Davis. Lineup on the floor for the Chargers is the usual starting lineup of all seniors: Jafari Brown, Ahmad Muhammad, Jordan and Jalen Boyd, and Chance Aldridge. As the second free throw is also good for Stanback. The Chargers get possession back, and a foul on the inbounds called on Damon Trice. That is the 6th on Homewood Flossmoor as a team. So the next foul puts the Chargers in the bonus. 1:52 to play. That was the third foul on Damon Trice. As Aldridge inbounds to Jalen Boyd on the right side. Now Chance Aldridge. He'll try to bring it over midcourt. Passes ahead to Ahmad Muhammad. Pulls up for a short jumper. He gets it. Ahmad Muhammad has scored the last 4 for the Chargers. 53-51 St. Joe's. Now Stanback pushing it the other way. Blocking foul and the bucket. The Chargers fans are livid here as that foul is called on Jalen Boyd. So they're counting it. We are tied at 53. Here's the free throw on the and one. He got it. So Stanback gives the Vikings a 54-53 lead. 1:30 to play. Jalen Boyd ahead to Jafari Brown on the left side. He is fouled as he goes up. He'll have 2 free throws. 23 points for Isaac Stanback, but he commits his 4th foul here on Jafari Brown. Jafari will have 2 free throws with 1:28 to play, and the first one's nothing but net. 54-54. Second free throw from the senior Jafari Brown. Got the roll off the front of the rim. 55-54. Timeout is called. Chargers have a 1-point lead with under 90 seconds to play in this one. Another day, another thriller for the St. Joseph Chargers. That seems to be the theme of the season thus far after what happened last night. The buzzer beater from DePaul Prep. Chargers hoping to come away with a last-minute victory here on the road at Homewood Flossmoor. They do have a couple of dramatic victories on the season, at home against Leo and also on the road at De La Salle when Chance Aldridge made a game-winning lay-in. Who will be the hero today for the Chargers? That is the question. Thus far today, Jafari Brown with 13, Jalen Boyd with 12, Ahmad Muhammad with 12 himself, Chance Aldridge with 7, and Jordan Boyd with just 1 point. And that's the starting 5 on the floor right now for St. Joe's. Homewood Flossmoor counters with Marion Scott, Sean Jones, Damon Trice, R.J. Ogden, and Isaac Stanback. Sean Jones on the right wing with 1:20 to play to Trice, top of the key. Now Scott on the left wing. Scott to Jones, right wing. Now Trice in the right corner. Back top of the key for Jones. Now Scott, left wing. Now Sean Jones. Hands off for Scott on the left wing. Looking for Trice at the top of the key. 1:04 to play here. Standback trying to drive in. Jump ball. Possession arrow is the way of the Chargers as Chance Aldridge got a hand on that ball. And it was a tie-up. The Chargers will take over with a 1-point lead and 59 seconds to play. Full court press here from Homewood Flossmoor. They nearly came away with a steal, but Sean Jones tipped it out of bounds. Did take a second off the clock. We're down to 58 seconds, 55-54 Chargers. Into Jafari Brown. Brown up ahead to a wide-open Jordan Boyd, looking for the reverse lay-in, and then he was blocked from behind, and then a foul called on the floor. So it'll be a 1-and-1 here for Jordan Boyd. Foul was on R.J. Ogun, his second. First free throw. Can't get the front end of the 1-and-1. The rebound to Homewood Flossmoor. Now 45 seconds to play. Timeout called by the Vikings. Unfortunate there for Jordan Boyd. The key was to make that front end of the 1-and-1 to make it a 2-point game, but because he missed that, the Vikings will have the ball trailing by just one. 44 seconds to play here. In what has been another exhilarating ball game here on Arena Sportsnet. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank the CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Brian Snow, Athletic Director Bruce DeSanto, Head Coach Sheen Pingator, the President of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association, Mark Cisetti, for making this possible all season long on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. 1-point lead for the Chargers with 45 seconds to play in this one. St. Joe's looking for their 11th victory of the season. And Homewood Flossmoor will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Lineup on the floor for the Vikings: Trice, Jones, Ogum, and Standback, along with Marion Scott. Trice on the right side, 40 seconds play. Sean Jones, left wing three, well off the mark. Rebound by Jordan Boyd. 35 seconds to play. Ahmad Muhammad fell to the floor, but he was able to get it away to Chance Aldridge, and Aldridge is fouled on a reach at midcourt. He'll go to line for one in the bonus. As Marion Scott was called for his second foul, 9th on the Vikings as a team. Again, the front end of that 1-and-1 looming large here for Chance Aldridge. And he got it off the glass. Bank is open on the free throw. 56-54 as the crowd gives a little laugh here on that free throw. I don't think that's what Chance intended. Second free throw here from Chance Aldridge. Can't get that one to go. 56-54, the Vikings will take over with 25 seconds to play. Marion Scott, right wing three, off the mark, rebound by Jafari Brown. Now to Jalen Boyd. Vikings are going to have to foul here, and they do foul Jalen Boyd. That is the 10th foul, so now it'll be 2 free throws for the Chargers. They lead 56-54 with 18.3 to play. Here's Jalen Boyd. First free throw. Got it. Crucial free throw as it gives the Chargers a 3-point lead. So even if he misses the second, the best the Vikings could do is tie. Here's the second free throw from Jalen Boyd. And this one's good. 4-point lead for the Chargers. 58-54. Timeout called by St. Joe's. They've got a 4-point lead with 18.3 to play. Things looking good here for the Chargers. But 18 seconds can seem like 5 minutes sometimes in some games. Interesting strategy there by Homewood Flossmoor. Down by 2 points, went for the quick three, and it was well off the mark there. So you wonder, why they wouldn't maybe take a little bit more time and try to get a better look from in close to try to tie up the ball game. But instead they went for the quick three-point jumper to try to take the lead. And it played into the hands of the Chargers. They came away with the rebound and then were quickly fouled. And the 2 clutch free throws there by Jalen Boyd. Jalen has 14 points today to lead all Chargers scorers. And the Chargers will keep that starting lineup on the floor. We'd like to remind you, next Friday night, tune in as the Chargers take on Brother Rice for Hall of Fame night. Coverage will begin at 6:45 on Arena Sportsnet. Homewood Flossmoor with the ball. 15 seconds to play. They bring it over the midcourt stripe. Now it's Sean Jones at the baseline. Back to Trice. He loses the basketball out of bounds. The Chargers will take over with 9.6 to play. Looking great for the St. Joseph Chargers now with a 4-point lead and under 10 to play. But they will have to inbound from under their own basket, facing a full court press into Jalen Boyd. No foul. Ahead to Jafari Brown in the front court. Now wide open. Jordan Boyd with a two-handed slam. An exclamation mark on a 60-54 win for the St. Joseph Chargers over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. What a way to end it. Outstanding execution by the St. Joseph Chargers in the final 2 minutes of that ball game to come away with the victory. Some clutch free throw shooting as well, and they win it 60-54 over Homewood Flossmoor for their 11th win of the season. They improved their record to 11-7. I'd like to remind you to tune in next week, Friday night, Hall of Fame night at St. Joseph High School on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. That should be tremendous. All night we will have coverage of that. Evan Turner being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Dimitri McCamey going in. The first women's basketball team at St. Joe's going into the Hall of Fame. It should be a lot of fun, and the Chargers will be taking on Brother Rice. And coverage will begin at 6:45 with the Coach Gene Pingatore show. And then we will have the game at 7 p.m. along with coverage of the Hall of Fame night as well. So once again, the final score here from Homewood Flossmoor. The St. Joseph Chargers 60 and the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings 54. For everyone here at Arena Sportsnet, for head coach Gene Pingatore, athletic director Bruce DeSanto, the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association, Mark Cisetti, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, the St. Joseph Chargers come away with a 60-54 win over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings.